Ashe, and welcome to another special episode of our Mandatory Mental Liberation Message series, written and produced by our esteemed elder Baba Jelani Bomani Dembe, the brilliant founder of Majestic Mind Matters University. I'm your royal narrator, Queen Magical Melanin, for this new episode. The necessity of the Mandatory Mental Liberation series at Majestic Mind Matters University lies in our focus on serving our melanin-rich culture nation. By addressing the importance of knowledge of self to produce greater self-awareness and advocating for our mental liberation, especially for our precious melanin-rich culture children, our messages aim to combat the enduring effects of generational mental enslavement stemming from the historical trauma of the chattel enslavement of the ancestors. Our initiative seeks to empower us to break free from these harmful and unfavorable legacies and cultivate a deep-rooted sense of self-identity and unwavering resilience. Each moment you spend with us is a gift, a chance to grow, to learn, to be inspired. So stay with us till the end, where the real magic happens. Now, let's get started with this very special melanin-rich culture message titled, Reclaiming Our Melanin-Rich Culture Well-Being, Defying Systemic Oppression. As individuals from our melanin-rich culture, we understand the significance and power behind the phrase, by any means necessary for our mental liberation for our melanin-rich people. It speaks to the struggles, challenges, and injustices that have plagued our communities for generations. It acknowledges the deep-rooted systemic racism, discrimination, and oppression that have hindered our progress, well-being, and self-esteem. It ignites a fire within us to stand up, speak out, and fight for our right to mental liberation and empowerment. For too long, our mental health and well-being have been overlooked, dismissed, or marginalized in mainstream society. We have been subjected to societal pressures, stereotypes, and biases that have taken a toll on our mental health. From colorism to microaggressions to overt racism, the mental health of our people with dark skin tones has been disproportionately impacted by systemic oppression and discrimination. We have been forced to internalize harmful messages, beliefs, and attitudes that have perpetuated feelings of inadequacy, inferiority, and self-doubt. However, the phrase, by any means necessary for our mental liberation for our melanin-rich people, challenges these harmful narratives and empowers us to reclaim our mental well-being and self-worth. It reminds us that our mental health is just as important as our physical health and should be prioritized, respected, and protected. It encourages us to seek out healing, therapy, and support from highly esteemed people like our own, Dr. Umar Johnson, to address the trauma, pain, and generational wounds that have been inflicted upon us. Dr. Umar Johnson is a prominent activist and psychologist known for his advocacy for our melanin-rich culture civilization, particularly in education and mental health. Dr. Umar Johnson has gained attention for his views on improving educational opportunities for our melanin-rich culture children and addressing mental health issues within our melanin-rich culture community. Dr. Umar Johnson's passionate melanin-rich culture speeches and controversial statements have sparked many debates and discussions on race, education, and social justice. Furthermore, this phrase, by any means necessary, emphasizes the importance of unity, solidarity, and collective action within our melanin-rich communities. It calls for us to come together, support each other, and advocate for our rights, voices, and visibility. It recognizes the power of community, connection, and shared experiences in promoting healing, resilience, and empowerment. It urges us to stand strong, speak truth to power, and demand the respect, equality, and justice that we deserve. Moreover, by any means necessary for our mental liberation for our melanin-rich people, serves as a powerful rallying cry for global unity and solidarity. It reminds us that our struggles, triumphs, and resilience are interconnected and shared across borders, cultures, and identities. It challenges us to break down barriers, build bridges, and create a more inclusive, equitable, and just world for all individuals with melanin-rich skin tones. The phrase, by any means necessary for our mental liberation for our melanin-rich people, conveys a powerful message of empowerment, liberation, and resilience for individuals with dark skin tones. It calls for us to prioritize and advocate for our mental health, well-being, and empowerment. It unites us in a common struggle for justice, equality, and freedom. It inspires us to stand up, speak out, and take action to build a brighter, more equitable future for ourselves and future generations. By embracing this message and working together, we create a world where all individuals with melanin-rich skin tones are valued, respected, and celebrated for who they are. As a collective group of individuals from our melanin-rich culture civilization, the phrase, "by any means necessary for our mental liberation for our melanin-rich people," resonates deeply with us. It speaks to our struggles, challenges, and injustices that we have faced throughout history due to our skin tones. It acknowledges the need for us to prioritize our mental and emotional well-being, to empower ourselves, and to fight for our rights and liberation using all the tools, strategies, and resources at our disposal. In a world that has been built on systems of oppression, discrimination, and marginalization, it is crucial for us to actively work towards our mental liberation. Our mental well-being is often overlooked or dismissed in society, but it is essential for our overall health, happiness, and empowerment. The phrase reminds us that we cannot afford to be complacent or passive in the face of ongoing challenges. We must be proactive, determined, and persistent in our efforts to overcome the obstacles that stand in the way of our mental liberation. By emphasizing the importance of unity and collective action within melanin-rich communities, the phrase encourages us to come together, support each other, and advocate for our collective well-being. It highlights the strength, resilience, and power that we possess when we stand together in solidarity. It reminds us that our liberation is interconnected and interdependent, and that we must work together to dismantle systems of oppression and create a more just and equitable society for all. The phrase also conveys a sense of urgency and immediacy in addressing the mental and emotional needs of melanin-rich individuals. It serves as a rallying cry for us to take action now, to prioritize our mental well-being, and to demand the respect, dignity, and rights that we deserve as human beings. It challenges us to confront the internalized beliefs, stereotypes, and prejudices that have been imposed upon us, and to reclaim our sense of self-worth, agency, and empowerment. In advocating for our mental liberation, by any means necessary, we are asserting our right to be free from psychological oppression, trauma, and discrimination. We are affirming our worth, our identity, and our humanity in a world that often seeks to diminish or erase our voices and experiences. We are reclaiming our power, our dignity, and our autonomy to shape our own narratives, define our own realities, and create our own pathways to healing and liberation. Ultimately, the phrase, "by any means necessary for our mental liberation for our melanin-rich people," embodies a transformative vision of empowerment, resilience, and liberation for individuals with dark skin tones. It challenges us to confront the injustices, inequalities, and barriers that have oppressed us, and to strive towards a future where we are truly seen, heard, and valued in all aspects of our lives. It calls upon us to unite, to act, and to advocate for our mental well-being with courage, determination, and love for ourselves and for each other. In doing so, we honor our ancestors, uplift our communities, and pave the way for a more just, equitable, and liberated world for us all. As members of the melanin-rich community, it is imperative that we come together and prioritize our mental health and wellness. In a world that often marginalizes and stigmatizes us, it is crucial that we educate each other on the importance of mental health and advocate for increased support and resources for our community. By doing so, we can create a safe and supportive environment where we can thrive and flourish. First and foremost, education is key. We must educate ourselves and each other on the importance of mental health and wellness within our community. By sharing resources, information, and tools for self-care and empowerment, we can empower each other to prioritize our mental well-being. This can involve hosting workshops, seminars, and discussions on mental health topics that are relevant to our community. By educating ourselves, we can break the cycle of stigma and shame surrounding mental health issues and start working towards healing and liberation. Advocacy is another crucial component of our joint efforts towards mental liberation. We must advocate for increased mental health support and resources for the melanin-rich community at all levels, local, national, and global. This can involve lobbying for better access to culturally competent mental health services, addressing systemic inequities that impact mental health outcomes, and pushing for policies that prioritize mental health within our community. By advocating for ourselves and our needs, we can ensure that our voices are heard and our mental well-being is prioritized. Creating safe spaces for our community to share their experiences and seek help is also essential. Too often, members of the melanin-rich community struggle in silence due to fear of judgment or stigma. By creating safe and supportive spaces where individuals can feel comfortable opening up about their mental health struggles, we can break down barriers and create a sense of belonging and support. This can be done through community events, support groups, or online platforms where individuals can connect and uplift each other. Collaboration is key in our efforts towards mental liberation. By working together with mental health professionals, advocates, and organizations, we can develop innovative and culturally relevant approaches to mental health support. By forming partnerships with mental health clinics, therapists, and community organizations, we can provide targeted support for the melanin-rich community that takes into account our unique experiences and challenges. By collaborating with others who share our goals, we can amplify our impact and create lasting change within our community. Self-care and resilience building are also vital components of our joint efforts towards mental liberation. We must promote self-care practices and resilience-building strategies within our community to help individuals cope with stress, trauma, and adversity. By advocating for activities such as meditation, yoga, exercise, and creative outlets, we can support the mental well-being of our community members and help them navigate the challenges they face. By prioritizing self-care and resilience building, we can empower individuals to take control of their mental health and build a strong foundation for their well-being. Lastly, celebrating the successes and achievements of individuals within our community who are actively working towards mental liberation is important. By uplifting and recognizing those who are paving the way for mental wellness within the melanin-rich community, we can inspire others to continue their own journey towards mental empowerment. By celebrating our successes, we can create a culture of positivity and resilience that will support us in our ongoing efforts towards mental liberation. In conclusion, by coming together as a community and supporting each other in our efforts towards mental liberation and empowerment, we can create a stronger, more resilient, and empowered melanin-rich community globally. Through education, advocacy, creating safe spaces, collaboration, self-care, resilience building, and celebrating successes, we can work towards breaking down barriers and creating a supportive environment where all members of our community can thrive. Our mental well-being is essential, and by prioritizing it together, we can create lasting change for ourselves and future generations. I'm your royal narrator, Queen Magical Melanin. We trust that this very special message has expanded your understanding through the insights shared by our highly esteemed producer, Elder Baba Jelani Bomani Dembe, founder of Majestic Mind Matters University, in our Mandatory Mental Liberation Series special message. Remember this, it is essential to honor the ancestors. We have a unique connection to the ancestors. They endured many unwarranted struggles, preserved our melanin-rich culture, and passed down invaluable wisdom through many generations. By honoring the ancestors, we pay honorable tribute to our roots and draw great strength and much-needed inspiration from the unwavering resilience and royal legacy that has paved the way for our present and future generations. Ancestral reverence is a powerful way for us to continually uphold our own melanin-rich identity, heritage, and cultural legacy. Here is an ancient Alkebulan proverb to keep in mind. If you think you are too small to make a difference, you have not spent the night with a mosquito. Remember this as well, whenever you are in the presence of anyone, saying, "They don't see color," it actually means, "They don't see you." We acknowledge and honor the indigenous name of our glorious continent as Alkebulan. This name means Mother of Mankind in various Alkebulan languages such as Akuyu, Swahili, and Kemet, referring to ancient Egypt and rejecting the terms Africa or African, as royal members of our melanin-rich culture nation, we must strive for knowledge of self for greater personal awareness. Always treat yourself kindly and seek to live a totally awesome and gloriously fulfilling melanin-rich culture. Life. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. So, like, subscribe to stay updated, and share this very special melanin-rich culture link with everyone that you care about and that really cares about you and all of yours as well, and thank you for listening to this enchanting special message. Stay woke. Ashe.